Hello, I'm starting my recording again because I accidentally switched it off a second ago. I was mentioning that I'm going to be doing my Sacred Symposium channeling session, and that there are certain energies that have already stepped into the room, two of which who wanted to be named. And so one is Gregory Peck, who has come through before, and Bob Marley, who has come through as well recently. Many times he has been to visit. He is often around. But they are not who I'm going to be channeling today. I'll be doing a little bit of mediumship, I understand, with this energy who is in front of me now. Colleen. So this is a famous Irish person, and I'm going to tune into her energy. She has come through before, but it wasn't her time. She was with somebody, so now this is her in the spotlight. I'm seeing her very much as she was when she passed. I'm seeing her of that age. I'm seeing her wrapped in her clothing and her head wrap. I'm seeing her quite sturdy, quite strong. I'm getting, I think she was Sagittarius, wasn't she? I'm also getting a Gemini influence. And fond of the Irish language, so she's saying Cúil as well, which is like singing in Irish. I mean, my Irish isn't great, but I'm able to understand a few different things. So Cúil, so singing, but also singing in the Irish language. And she showed me her hands. They're a little bit chubbier than many years ago. So, and she's kind of doing like typing. I don't know if she played piano. I definitely know she played guitar, so I'm not sure about piano, but she's kind of doing that. It's either typing or piano. And so it could be writing her own music, writing her own songs. She had an incredible acuity for music. It was natural to her. It's like there was a symphony in her head. She couldn't help but release into the song. She used it therapeutically. It helped her therapeutically. It was almost a crying for her as well, often. It was a way to let the torment out. So she's saying torment, which is quite a strong word. Let the torment out through her vocal cords. And she's saying that she guessed that resonated with many people who have had torment. I can't even say it now. They connect with that. So she was able to bring a wave of what she's referring to as healing through an audience in a show, in a, what do you call those things? Venue. Thank you. She was kind of categorized as well. She had a genre that she was set in. She was angry when she was younger. She did find some resolve towards later life, a more peaceful way of understanding her whole life, was able to make peace with it to a degree, or it helped her deal with the life that she had had. Excruciating pain, she's saying now. Every fibre of her body felt solitude. A little fly. keep seeing her like in old interviews, and she was wily, you know. She knew she had this attraction and she would use it, but she was so direct, provocative is the word. Nobody believed her. She was shouting and nobody could hear. She hated that about Ireland. She hated that. She said it's so rudimentary. It's so, I'm getting like rural and parochial. Which is dissolving now. She said so much of that is dissolved. And it has freed people and liberated women. But there are sacrifices alongside that. She's kind of saying she's delighted her voice is still recognised. But it's almost like it doesn't mean that much to her anymore. It's like she's showing me a box of records, you know, where you would have like the box with the LPs in it, and it had like a flip top. So it's almost like a case that you would put a box set into, which may mean something, but as well it's meaning that, you know, you could put all her work in a case, in a box, and just put it over there. And what does it mean? I'm getting so cold. She's saying that there was a lack of spirituality in life, and not so much with her, but in the world surrounding her, in her environment. You know, it doesn't matter if you consider yourself religious. It doesn't mean you actually have spiritual awareness or spiritual knowledge, and most likely you don't, because you follow a doctrine and you're dictated to. And it's very different. It's very different to awareness. It's very different to understanding the depth of the human soul. She's saying she could be fun. She's seen as serious and downtrodden a lot of the time, but she said like she had a lot of fun, a lot of light times, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of fun and frivolity. You know, there was a period of her life where it wasn't so serious, and she enjoyed the good times. She had access to a great deal. But she's given me the words that she was burnt then. So something burnt her or tainted the experience. She got burnt. So I'm guessing someone took, or some group of people took advantage in a way. Management, I'm getting. Having difficulty breathing now. Laboured breathing. So it's almost at the moment of her passing. She wasn't necessarily ready. She could feel the movement. But it is that and then grief. and then a kind of a letting go. Because it's almost staying continues the pain. So she must have been in an incredible amount of emotional pain and suffering. And even in her last moments, it was choosing between staying in that emotional pain or releasing it, letting it go, allowing the move to occur. And then she was met by angels. And she was young again. And she was met with so much love. And she was brought through to this place, and she saw so many people on the way. And she met important people who she had lost. And so that was a great heart repair. And a realization of what happens. And everyone's truth is their truth. So I'm kind of seeing a discussion between two people. And it's very different when you're on that side, the viewpoint of this side. I'm so cold. She's standing up now. Strong. She's saying, I must be strong. The phoenix from the flames, I must rise. I have a voice. Kind of getting, you must use it. But I don't know if that's my mind. I'm hearing that song. I will rise, I will return. Troy. Episodes of being unwell, she's saying. Unhealthy in mind and body. Destructive. She's bringing up menopause. I can really, really mess with people. And she's kind of saying like it's not an excuse, but it is somebody's truth at the time. The road for a woman is beset on all sides, getting by violence, torment. What's the other word? I don't know if you can hear, there's a crying child outside and a mother trying to soothe the child. I keep getting inebriation. I'm not sure if this lady drank, or if she drank much. I'm sure at the end she wasn't, but So there's a crisscross she's showing me now. So it makes me think of, a Celtic cross type thing. So it's got that crisscross design on it, but also it's that link to religion. So there was that link to religion, and I'm getting Catholicism buried deep. So when you're raised a Catholic, there's a certain programming, you might say, that is inserted into you, which lies deep and can be like a subconscious programming in everything that you do in life. So you have to be aware of that. But it was still partly within her. Even if you change religion, there's still a vein of it that programming comes through. But she realizes it wasn't all bad, as in there are certain functions that the church will carry out that I'm kind of seeing funerals and things like that help manage life stages. So it could be like sacraments, I'm not sure. More funerals. She's pointing to her hair. I'm seeing her kind of shave it all off and saying, I'm not going to use bad language, but she's saying F the system. My body, my right. Someone who did not want to be told how to be, how to do, how to behave, how to stand, how to dress, how to sing, how to sound. But she was taken advantage of. She said she didn't have the glory. It didn't resonate with her. It just kind of happened to fall into place. A girl with a good voice. That was a rebel. That what are you trying to say? I can see her like in an interview and kind of like poking fun at somebody. But there's a word I want to use. Like she was cut from different cloth. She was able to stand up for herself. She was able to charm and be demure, whilst also, it's like poking somebody, but it's, what's the word I can use? Oh God, it's the tip of my tongue. What is it? Oh, it's like a charm offensive to something, somebody, unarm. So it's a way to kind of alter a person's behavior. So say she's been interviewed, the interviewer will feel a little taken aback by her reaction, which will then she might flip it back at the interviewer. She'll flip it back at somebody, so then they feel a little bit oh my God, what's the word? Can't remember the word. Uncharacteristically incompetent. That's what she's saying. great lover of the moon. And she showed me now like a sailing boat, not a sailing boat, but like a boat, like a longboat, almost like the Irish longboat in the water with the moon. Curragh, I think we call them. Is it a curragh? So that connection to the elements, that nature. She had this goddess power. A sorcerer. She's bringing me to the tarot I've just done, which was Rhiannon came up, and she is a Welsh goddess, which was connected to the moon and nature, etc. So she's kind of connecting and linking the two. She had more songs in her, so I'm getting that she was still making music. She was continuing to write and work through music. Some of that may come out, some of that may be explored in the future. The rights, I believe, are with her family, with her children. She doesn't want anyone to be destitute. She's talking about a fragrance now, a fragrance of, and I'm seeing, like spring flowers. Fragrance of maturity in her work. Flamboyance. She really thought about what she was doing now. She had time to do that. She had time to think and time to work the words of a song, for example. Understand she was working with somebody else, maybe, to do with this. She dealt a lot with shame. And there's a lot of shame around. She says we have to clear the shame, especially women. Do you have a message for us, please? She said, I have come today to, I'm hearing bring folly, but that's not a great thing. See if I can just tune in. Would you like to come forward and express, please? Hello. I've come forward. I'm with you. Can't believe this is happening. This is a wonderful opportunity to use my words again, softly spoken but direct. I have been known to be controversial and to be the epitome of the bad girl. But you will find that I was an awakener. I was a liberator. I was a person of peace and joy. I founded every moment of my life in love. I wanted nothing more. It was important to me. The love energy I gave, the love energy I received. And I found so much in the world that was opposite that, and it tore at my soul, it broke my heart, and it chained me in a way to being with the wrong people at the wrong times. There was always a desire for more liberation of my soul, always a desire for freedom, an enactment of rights, always a desire for political wisdom, change, evolution. It carries through my words and my music, and it still carries in my energy, because that is part of my signature. It is part of the vibration, and it was worked on and healed and provoked in my earthly life. But I met many, and had friendships with many, and had love affairs with many, and had great, great relationships with my family, my close ones, my children. I loved all who were conceived in me. I loved. I made decisions that may not seem correct or right, and I was too vocal. I didn't care. I felt the world needed to be shaken. I needed to hear. I felt that that would do some good, and I can see there has been change, but whether I had anything to do with it, I do not know. It was always a resolution in myself to appear in the best way, but to make sure that there was symbolism in what I did, that there was confrontation in my work. Perhaps it came from a place of anger. Perhaps it came from a place of suffering. Perhaps it came from a place of needing to find peace. I am at peace now, and I am still energized and still strengthened to continue to assist the transformation of the world, of people, of countries and religions. I do not convert to anything right now except spirit. Nothing matters now except spirit. Religion is a human thing. It is not part of my experience anymore. But what I know and what I will do my best to do is to be around, is to gather souls together, is to give a message. Where you find love, where you can connect with your heart, where you find appreciation. Reflect all of that back onto you. You are loved. You are appreciated. You're worthy of so much more. You are not getting your just rewards. So, I say to you, stand tall, rise again. You'll find yourself featured in many differing corners of the world. And you will be a pivotal person who brings change and an authority on your section of enterprise. There is not much more I will say now, but I ask that you forgive me if ever I crossed you or made you uncomfortable or gave you pain. I ask that you celebrate the life I lived and celebrate what that meant to you and what that stirred in you, because that is a flame, that is a light. It is within, and it will continue to burn. If I played a part, I am grateful. I ask that you remain connected to your souls. Do not lose yourselves in the chaos that continues to unfold in your world. Do not lose the peace of your heart. Do not lose the divinity that lies within you. Your world is for the taking. Your time is now. Before you begin the laboured breath, before you begin to draw those final breaths, make your mark. Set your tone. Express what needs to be expressed. Because your time is here, right now. I find myself in admiration of the vessel that is mediumship and channeling. And I can secure you in the knowledge that I will return again to speak with you. I was a troubled child. I had a troubled life, but I am free of all of that now. I was talented and ruined at the same time. But I am in joy. I am in peace. And I am truly liberated and focused on those who have been left behind and surrounding them in love. And they know. They have felt it. So this is to reiterate that Mama is sending love. Okay. I feel she's a bit exhausted actually after doing that. It's wiped her out a little. It's funny, she's kind of saying I'm going to go and pray now. It's funny, isn't it? Bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. You can all step back. And we will just return to our earthly existence. But yes, let me know what you thought of that. If any of it resonates, I'll listen back to it and see if there's anything that I can look up. Spirit does that. Yeah, it was an energy that was still over there, you know. When I was channeling, it was very much in me, but still a bit of distance. So definitely someone who kept people at bay, I would say. And went her own way, did her own thing. I guess wanted privacy in the end. Yeah, Bangala is a corrupt world. Alright people, hope you enjoy. Take care of yourselves, and let me know in the comments if you register who we've got. Take care, bye for now, thank you. That went on a lot longer than usual. Usually it's only like 17 minutes, and now it's 37, my goodness.